Good afternoon, this is Colton with Bill Brothers Roofing and Solar, doing a digital roof inspection here for a potential new homeowner. And we like to do these inspections outlining the current condition of the roof and solar system. Just looking at the eave of the roof right here, we can see the rafter boards, the fascia boards, and then you have the plywood basically right here. There's no starter board on this roof, there's just plywood throughout. But the wood looks to be in okay condition. I'm not seeing any evidence of dry rot. And you know, there's definitely been some fascia replacement. You can see on this corner right here, they actually didn't sister up these fascia boards really nicely. They just kind of did the old, you know, one's longer, butted in at 90 degrees. So they've replaced this fascia board. So something you typically like to see done a little cleaner. But there's a lot of issues with the roof. We'll get up there when we get up there. I want to start real quick here with the solar. This is an Aurora inverter, very old. There's an alarm button on it. It says there's power. This says grid testing. The system is pulling energy from the street currently. It's the middle of the day with the sun's out. There's no back feeding to the grid. The arrow would be pointing left. The arrow's pointing right here. It's a 5,000 watt inverter, so the system on the roof's probably close to 4.5 kilowatts of size. These things got to be 20 years old. So this piece of equipment is probably at its failure point, if it's not failed yet. And the solar system is really old. I'd be surprised if it's producing half of what it will produce year one. So it's a really old solar system. Probably recommend upgrading it. This inverters needs to be upgraded. Now inverters come with batteries, so just a conversation to have. And then we're not getting any backfeed to the grid during the middle of the day when no one's home. So moving on to the roof. It's an architectural asphalt shingle roof. It was just recently done, it looks like. And there's one layer on the roof. You do see two different types of shingles. We do have a different type of shingle down here, and then they did up here. I think they did an addition right here for a walkway. A lot of concerns with the workmanship. You have a lot of areas where the shingles are actually lifting up. And you can actually see the shingles actually lifting up right here. That shouldn't happen on the roof. We need to reseal all these. And then the solar installation, very concerning on the reinstall. There's no conduit. There's just active wires hanging on the roof, as you can see. No conduit right here, big red flag. Fire concern, not to code. Really need this to be in conduit. Again, these are really old panels, 220 watts, I believe. And a bunch of panels, a bunch of penetration points for a system that's got the sun directly on it and isn't backfeeding to the grid with no one living in the house. So, undersized system. The architectural asphalt shingle roofs, we're typically not using valley metal. That's usually only used on concrete tile. Still can be done at some points. Aesthetically, it doesn't look the best. And then we have a big issue right here. In this cricket right here, we need to be using a low slope material called TPO or torch down. They just put more valley metal, just kind of as a temporary thing, it looks like. So this needs to be repaired right here and done right. So we'll go ahead and outline this for the homeowner as a repair area. These flashings are all not sealed. This was just bought, and it looks like it was just pushed over the top of this right here, as you can see. These are low profile vents for the attic, and then the skylights have been replaced, which is great. We have a penetration over here that doesn't have any sort of flashing. It's just penetrating through the roof. This is an easy area where water can leak into the house. It needs to be repaired, and our flashing needs to be installed. Getting over here, there was a lot of insulation, speed, it looks like, because there was the shingle was stretched, and you can see the nailing pattern line right here. This is where the nails are supposed to be. So this shingle was just stretched to the point where of great concern, where you have a nailing pattern line, and then there's too much shingle exposure. So there's just the lines of this. It's all kind of sloppy right here. And the installation wasn't great. There's not clean lines going down. You're looking at a weird section where the shingle kind of dropped down. So, yeah, and then the solar condition. And then also, it's just, the shingle is adhering to the drip edge metal on a new roof should be very tight. We're seeing a lot of these shingles that are just easy for me to lift up right here. So you just get concerned with, wind pushing these up, so yeah. Bunch of repairs that need to be done on this roof, so we're gonna go ahead and outline those. This is a big section that's gonna leak if not done properly. Flashings, shingle repair, that one over there, and then we need to put the wiring conduit in to the into a conduit, and then also we the inverter looks like it's failed, so we probably need to replace the inverter as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of outline this, but yeah, you can see how the shingles like a little zigzag down there. But gonna get this over to the potential new buyer. Thank you.